How I escaped prison through a mirror. I am Ijoba Oputa, the torchbearer of reflection, lighting the mirror between the reality you struggle in and the universe you should be in control of. Subscribe and learn every day how you can rise above life's common challenges and transition into the state of resplendent equilibrium. A state of mind giving you access to dimensions of your life you never thought existed. Today I'm going to reveal how I escaped from prison through a mirror. Those of you familiar with this channel know that I deliver a revolutionary framework for access to the fourth dimension. And we achieve this through mirror portals. This access is only possible by achieving a state of resplendent equilibrium. If you haven't already, remember to subscribe, like, and share, because with a skill set like this, anything is possible. Hard to believe, isn't it? Even I had my doubts when on the Ides of March 2021, federal agents stormed my penthouse and carried me out in my underwear at 6 o'clock in the morning. So what would the feds want with a simple guy like me? Well, over 20 years ago, I stumbled upon the diaries of my grandfather at the infamous Palace of Secrets in Africa. From his legacy, I was able to develop this framework described earlier. The problem was when I first realized I had access to any dimension I liked, I did what any young man would do. I chose the quickest route to a reality where I could get access to a fortune as soon as humanly possible. Consequences be damned. Well, consequently, here I was in a federal lockup facing an indictment for a contretemps that usually puts people away for, you get the picture. Whew. If you would like more details on exactly what the legal misstep was, allow me to recommend my book, The Faith Switch, where I spill all the salacious details on exactly what transpired before my arrest. Now back to my escape. I managed to calm down because in my mind I knew that with the skill set I had developed, all I needed was a set of mirrors, and I could easily create a portal to any reality, especially a reality whereby freedom was secured. Unfortunately, I learned another valuable lesson in prison. There are no mirrors, only scratched slabs of steel nailed to the walls, totally unsuitable for the transition to realities of choice which we expound on this channel. So I was stuck as Superman with a Busta Rhymes-sized necklace of kryptonite. I began to panic, and the more I did, the worse my case actually became. It got so bad that I was spiraling down a dark hole of despair until a little voice inside whispered that the absence of the mirrors was part of the most important lesson I was about to learn. When you sign up for our webinars, you will be taught two parallel skills, and these go hand in hand. On one hand, you have the portals developed with the physical mirrors, and on the other hand, we have the internal mirror, the one we create within our imagination. If you ever wondered when or how I discovered this internal mirror, Now you know. It was in this moment of darkness and desperation that the greatest revelation of all came to light. The mirrors, both physical and internal, are the gateways to the power to induce a transition to a different reality. And this is achieved by the observer. The observer is not our conscious self, but rather the superconscious God within. Armed with this new revelation, I went to work, crafting in my cell the chosen reality in every detail, clearing my mind of negative chatter, and finally unleashing the observer through the internal mirror to induce the transition to the reality I so desperately needed. To learn how to execute these steps, be sure to sign up for my webinar, whereupon following my instructions, you achieve the coveted state of resplendent equilibrium. Once this is achieved, your flexibility between timelines of different realities is enhanced, and you are better able to move towards any reality you fancy. Instead of moving like a pawn, you move like a king or a queen. Click the link below and be sure to sign up to learn this firsthand from me for a limited time. Otherwise, you will likely have to learn it from one of our trusted affiliates at their convenience and their price point. What happened next was nothing short of a miracle. I digress. It started with several coincidences indicating that a higher force was at work leading up to the moment I faced the judge, who, for some divine reason, felt it prudent to give me another chance. God bless him from now till eternity. He then sentenced me to time served. I basically legally escaped from prison by walking through the mirror, in this case the internal one. To learn more about the signs and wonders that preceded this miraculous turn of events, be sure to grab a copy of my book, The Faith Switch, which is also available for free once you sign up for our webinar. Here is a quick anecdotal footnote that I must, however, share right now. Being in prison was heart-wrenching. You have no idea. But also a catharsis of clarity. I learned above everything that we all have a divine gift, a gift so profound. It will give us unbridled satisfaction expressing it. This gift is also supposed to be shared so that humanity can benefit. This is why each and every one of us is here in the first place. The population of inmates is indeed a cross-section of humanity, I found out. And I was fortunate to be able to share my internal mirror experience with a broad spectrum running the gamut from the most dangerous Ocean's 11 style bank robbers to the most sophisticated attorneys, doctors, tech entrepreneurs, and ultra-wealthy oligarchs. They all had a single common testimony. The state of resplendent equilibrium exceeded the benefits of everything they had worked for their whole lives, including what got them into prison with me. I was particularly touched by the comments of a Japanese executive who fortunately was released a couple of weeks before I was. And I quote, he said that the world is entrenched in chasing external wealth while neglecting the immense fortune within. This he discovered. Those of us who have reached the pinnacle of our careers are fortunate, he said, to recognize that a persistent void remains, one that success can never fill. Sadly, the majority of us will continue to toil pursuing prosperity on foot while there exists an alternative path to glide towards their dreams in the resplendent style of true inner excellence, a journey worthy of greatness. When I heard this from him, to be honest with you, I couldn't express it better myself. This indeed was the greatest jailbreak for me of all. I have since offered my method to people of all walks of life. I have 5-figure programs, even 6-figure workshops that offer the same framework for equilibrium that I am able to share for a limited time for next to nothing right now. You may wonder, why am I being so generous? The answer is very simple. When you master the art of transitioning between realities, you have an extremely high probability of becoming extremely wealthy, fulfilled, and successful. And this you will achieve in your area of divine inspiration. Once this happens, you will be able to return to me and subscribe to my higher 6-figure offers and refer your friends in your new circle of wealth and success and prosperity. And that's a win for both of us. You see? Remember to subscribe, like, and share this video, because the next best thing to discovering a thing or two about yourself is sharing it with others you love. Thanks for joining me on this journey of self-discovery and growth. If you have at present insurmountable challenges, I'd love to hear about them in the comments below. And if you are interested in leveraging your limitless power of observation with mirrors and reflections, be sure to check out my next and other videos on this channel. Peace and blessings.